Good afternoon. I'm County Executive Ken Jenkins, and we are here at Playland Park, and we are going to be doing our weekly briefing this week. Today is Monday, June 30th, and certainly we're going to have our County Clerk Tim Idoni join us here in a few minutes, as well as the Deputy County Executive Richard Wishney to tell us all the things that are going on in the nationally accredited and award-winning parks system. Seeing that we have the swag on because we are in our county park here, one of the 50-plus facilities that we have in Westchester County and York County parks at 18,000 acres. We want to start with a bit of sad news. We want to start over the weekend. Westchester County lost a true giant in public service with the passing of Herman S. Geist. Herman Geist was the first ever chairman of the County Board of Legislators. Some people know that the county was run before that by the Board of Supervisors from 1683 to about 1970, and Herman Geist was the very first county legislator that was then the first chairman of the Board of Legislators. Herman laid the foundation for generations of leadership, guiding Westchester through a pivotal time with wisdom, vision, and dedication, and most of all, a calm, steady hand, and he treated everyone that he got in contact with exquisitely. His remarkable life, he was a heroic service as a World War II lieutenant, helping to liberate Dalmatis, to his trailblazing and legal and civic accomplishment was defined by purpose and impact. Herman's contributions went far past government. He co-founded the Westchester Parks Foundation, served as a board trustee for the Westchester Medical Center, and chaired the county's Bicentennial Commission. Certainly on behalf of a grateful county, I just extend my deepest condolences to Herman Geist's family, Barbara and the children, everyone and family and friends who were all trusted by his leadership, integrity, and service. Westchester will forever miss you, Herman, but we will carry on your legacy of service and dedication. We started earlier today, with laying Herman to rest and his service, and you should have seen the tremendous outpouring of individuals that were there. As a person that was over 100 years old, right, 100 plus days old, Herman was fantastic. But if you looked around the room, there was certainly an illegal meeting of the County Board of Legislators that were there, but at least 6 different chair people of the board. So whether it was Bill Ryan or Mike Kaplitz, myself, and then other colleagues that were there, Mary Jane Shimsky, who was a former legislator, and certainly we all have our Herman Geist story, and certainly our great friend and someone that worked with him so well, Bill Ryan. So Ben Boykin, Catherine Borgia, we had every chairperson that was available to come today to be there. And again, so many other folks that he has touched throughout the community. So Herman Geist, with a life well lived, may his memory be a blessing to us all, and we certainly are going to continue to move forward in Herman Geist's memory here in Westchester County. While we're here at Playland, one of the things that we wanted to do is come out to Playland, kind of have some conversation and let people know the kind of things that have been happening. We're coming up on the 4th of July weekend. We have extended hours that'll be happening here at Playland, another day that we're adding in. But if you continue to look behind me, you see how beautiful this is, and everyone has loved the experience to be able to come into the park. It's their park, and walk around for free, decide if they want to jump on a ride or not. If they do, the band's $15 and ride as many things as possible. And certainly we have both our food trucks as well as vendors that are going to be here in the park as well and continuing to do things. So with that, I'm going to ask a really good friend to come up here first, and the commissioner, so Commissioner Kathy O'Connor, as well as our first Deputy Commissioner, Peter Tartaglia, to tell us all things Playland, everything else that's going on here at Playland, the work that they've done, and I'm sure they're going to shout out so many people, and we'll do that too. So, Commissioner.
Thank you very much, County Executive Jenkins. I'm going to certainly defer to Peter Playland, First Deputy Peter Tartaglia, who has been certainly instrumental in getting Humpty Dumpty back together again. And but I just wanted on my on my note, I just wanted to say thank you as always. Peter will mention it, but the entire department really helped to get, and a lot of other departments, to get Playland back up and running. Frank Herrera is the manager of the facility, and as the county executive mentioned, if you look behind me, it looks like the botanical gardens. I mean, the flowers and the shrubbery and the greenery is just gorgeous. So, as always, people that are coming are saying that they really enjoyed it. They're very happy to be back in Playland. Our pools and beaches have been crowded over the weekend, and we hope to just continue. On that note, I would like to turn it over to First Deputy Peter Tartaglia. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you for your leadership of the Parks Department. Good afternoon, everybody. We're here about a month ago, and we had a wonderful opening time over the last month, but also what a difference a month makes when you can have so much help and support from a very functioning Westchester County, from our county executive, Ken Jenkins, to the Board of Legislators, to everybody in everyone's offices, whether it's the communications office under Catherine Chaffee, or whether it's Frank Herrera at Playland, who is our general manager, and all the staff that work here, Lori Sage, our director of marketing, and so on and so forth, and her crew. That's just a couple of people to mention. But today, the reason why we're here is to show you where we've come in the last month. So now that we're opening for an extended schedule, we'll be open Wednesday through Sunday for the July 4th weekend, so that's July 2nd on through Sunday. We open at 12 noon, and our hours have gotten into the evening as well. What is really very exciting is we are bringing back our legendary, historic, and fun fireworks, which will begin on Friday, July 4th, 9 p.m. And we're not just going to have one fireworks show, we're going to have, like we used to have, every Friday through the next 2 months. That's 9 shows shot off from the Playland Pier. You can see it anywhere from the park, whether you're in the amusement park, whether you're on the boardwalk or in the outskirts of the park. So it's wonderful shows, and it shows that Westchester County really means we're back when it comes to Playland. As Ken Jenkins mentioned, it's a nominal fee because we obviously are still getting our feet back up and running with rides. It's $15 wristband for all the rides you can ride, and our parking is $10, which is less than half of what it used to be. We also have entertainment daily with strolling entertainers, DJs, Coaster the Dragon, and so forth. We have about 22 rides open now. That's about double what we had when we first opened on Memorial Day weekend. And we continue to update that, and we'll let you know as we add more as the season goes on. But we're very proud of that as well. Remember, the one important thing is we've gone back to always free admission here. So if you want to walk the amusement park, come on down and do it. You don't have to go on rides. You can walk, you can buy some food in the park, you can go on the boardwalk. There are fees to get on the beach and pool, obviously. You pay your parking fee, but residents and non-residents can walk the amusement park during the operating hours and see the beauty that you're seeing behind us. Part of the $150 million Westchester County has spent on beautifying and upgrading the infrastructure, none more than the colonnades and the mall behind us. Remember, Playland was the first totally built amusement park in the country, in the entire country. So it really is special. It was built with a mall and a music tower at the end, and people would traverse from side to side underneath those colonnades, which have now been historically remade. Also, we have games of skill open for play. We have game rooms. We've got things like skee ball, water gun games. We have all of the traditional things that you'd find at the amusement park. We also have added a lot more food, which is something that people have been asking about. We have several of our stands open with lots of treats. Pizza Village is open, funnel cake, cotton candy treats, so on and so forth. We have larger food trailers. One of them is Nathan's. One is going to be Burger. And if you come out on the outskirts here around the fountain, we still will have an ice cream, Mr. Softy, and Walter's Hot Dog. But there'll also be food in the park, including ice cream. And remember, you can traverse back and forth. So if you don't want to go on the rides and you want to come in and buy some food, come on in. We're happy to have everybody. Beach and pool, open 7 days a week now to Labor Day. Today's a perfect example. We've got lots of people at both, and we're looking forward to it. The pool is, it's only the third season that it's operating, the first season we're operating it. We're very, very excited about that. Let's not forget our other partners. Tiki Bar and Pier Restaurant are open as well, and they are also providing food at the beach and the pool. Children's Museum is open full swing. Please, they've got wonderful displays in there. And of course, we have a wonderful ESG Reed Wildlife Sanctuary, which is in the back of the park, which is a wonderful place to go to relax and really beautiful views, minus the amusement park or looking back at the amusement park. And our ice casino will reopen in the fall. It took many people to do this. I mentioned some, but we have really worked with every department in Westchester County, from the Department of Public Works and Transportation, the Law Department, Human Resources, many other IT, and every division within our Parks Department. We've also had the wonderful ability to work with Lyra Savin, who have been our designers and construction managers for all of the capital that has gone on here over the last several years, as well as Mace contractors who did some of the beautiful work that you'll see that were historically recreated. Zamperla is a ride company that came in here when we needed them to help us get some of the rides that they produce, but we own, but they produce them. They were able to help us get some of those rides off the ground, and that's some of the ones you see today. Culinart, who now is providing food, and a lot of our past concessionaires who have reached out, helped us in many ways. We've got lots of surprises and things to come, but we ask you, come on out Wednesday to Sunday, starting at 12 noon. We close at 9, we close at 10 on Friday and Saturday. Fireworks on Friday. Have a great holiday weekend, and thank you to Westchester County and County Executive Ken Jenkins.
All right, so first, again, we want to say thank you to Commissioner Kathy O'Connor, First Deputy Commissioner Peter Tartaglia, Deputy Commissioner William Bland, Frank Carreri, the entire team here that's at Playland that's doing work to make sure things are happening. Peter was able to go through so many of the things, but when you talk about the excitement that's here at Playland, every time we hear something from someone, they are so happy that they were able to come through. So one of the facts are that there were so many rides that were not open last year, so people kind of forget that. They paid twice the amount of money to get here for both taking rides as well as parking, and again, just entering the park. So again, this is your park, and when it's open on those days from Wednesday through Labor Day, right through the 4th of July weekend, so that's all this weekend. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday, back with fireworks that you can see from anywhere. So fireworks Friday nights, and that's the 4th of July, so it actually was good that it combined, but then we're going to keep going on Friday nights to do that. Again, it is so many things that are happening. Peter talked about things like the colonnades and the amount of money that the county's invested in this. It's your money, $150 million, close to $150 million that we've invested both in the pool and things that you can see. The colonnades is one of those examples of so much things you can't see. The beauty of the colonnades is what you look at, but everything that's going on under the sub base, and that was what was discussed when we were here before. And everyone keeps asking us about the rides that aren't open. Guess what? If we could open it, we would, right? It means there's something that's going on, whether there's parts that are necessary. Those parts take usually about 8 weeks lead time, according to Frank Carrieri and Peter Tartaglia. Those things aren't on the shelf. You don't run down to the store to Rides or Us and pick up parts for the woods and things. It doesn't happen that way, and we're working as really hard as we can. And Peter thanked all those partners. And again, we got to say, there was so many partners that pulled together, but none more important than the nationally accredited and award-winning park staff that continues to make sure that their love and care is here at Playland. And again, you can see it behind us, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And again, it's a park, so take time and enjoy it. So again, thank you. Make sure you come down. And I guess one of the things I know Lori Sage and the folks for all of the things that are happening from a communications perspective, they read those comments, right? And sometimes they even answer them, right? That's when they're not too crazy. But again, there's a lot of folks that are enthusiasts that are out there. They have great suggestions, great ideas, but at the end of the day, if we can't make it happen, we just can't physically make it happen. But again, we want to thank them all for their continued hard work, because every day there's something new. Every weekend there's something new that's happening. Some more rides that come on. But again, the team is working so very hard to do things safely, soundly, and making sure you have a great experience. And the majority, overwhelming majority of people that come to Playland have enjoyed that experience. We tell people all the time, Playland.org, playlandpark.org. You can see that information on the screen. You know what rides are open. You know what rides aren't open. You know things are happening. Again, $10 to park and then walk around. Don't do anything, right? Have some food, have some ice cream. And again, on a day like today, you see how important it is. But then you can walk down the boardwalk, and then you can actually, whether you participate in the beach or the pool, and Peter Tartaglia told us that those are open every day, 7 days a week. And we had a great crowd up there today. That was by the pool. I'm looking down at the beach. It's not as many people on the beach, but we have a nice breeze that's happening today. Some of you may want to come out and enjoy this breeze that we have happening just while walking on the boardwalk. With that, we have our County Clerk Tim Idoni that's here with us today. He's gonna provide us on an update on the wide range of services offered by the County Clerk's office, including passport processing, naturalization services, mobile outreach programs, and participation in the local heritage festivals. The County Clerk's office under Tim Idoni is at each one of the festivals that we have, each one of the heritage days. We make sure to shout them out all the time because they're there making sure to pass out so much information. So summer travel's in full swing. Clerk Idoni will also be sharing important information on how to correctly submit your passport applications, current processing timelines, and helpful tips to avoid delays, and more importantly, not just a little bit of a delay, a whole planned trip being delayed because you got to the airport and didn't have the things that were necessary, didn't have an updated passport, and you might not be able to get on the plane at all if you don't have real ID at minimum, but if you need to travel someplace that needs a passport, you're going to do that. So Clerk Idoni, at the end of this year, has chosen not to continue as the county clerk, but he's done 20 years in the county clerk's office. And every time we want to tell people how things have changed and made it different, made it better, made it more efficient, made it more streamlined. And that's because of the leadership of our friend Tim Idoni. Tim, come on up. Let them know what's going on in the county clerk's office.
Thank you, Ken. For those of you watching, you don't have to dress like me in order to come to Playland. Matter of fact, I suggest you don't. It is just a fun place to be, and dress for fun when you get here. I'm thinking, I said, I grew up about 8 blocks south of Kathy O'Connor, so we had a lifetime of fun at Playland. I've been coming here for, I hate to admit this, 67 years. Four daughters and 9 grandchildren come every single year, come back to enjoy the kinds of things that I did 67 years ago here. It is just a fabulous space, and I got to tell you, Mr. Jenkins, Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner, it's never looked better. I mean, it really, you guys have done a fabulous, fabulous job, and please participate in this wonderful park. It's been a great experience for us from the Idoni family standpoint, but it's just a wonderful place just to walk around in, even if you don't participate with the rides. The rides are the best, though. We know that. Thanks for having me, Ken. I really appreciate the time here today. I'm going to concentrate on more fun stuff, and specifically on travel today. We have a mobile office that goes to about 40 municipalities a year. Most of them in the summertime, and it makes it a little bit easier for people to be able to get their passport applications processed. As we like to say, comes right to your hometown, the county government coming right into your hometown. And we have done a number already. I won't go into those, but I do want to read off the places it's going to be in the month of July anyway. On July 1st, we'll be at Saxon Woods Pool, another county facility in White Plains at 1800 Mamaroneck Avenue. All these times, by the way, are 10 to 1 o'clock. Sometimes we'll stretch it out to 2 o'clock, depending on the crowd. We don't want to leave people waiting online and just leaving because we hit the deadline. We really don't have a deadline, but we tell people, try to get there before 1 o'clock so that we can take care of you well enough. Tuesday, July 8th is at the North Salem Town Hall at 266 Titicus Road in North Salem. Thursday, July 10th, Constitution Park at 120 Larchmont Avenue in Larchmont. We're going to be on Tuesday, July 15th in Ossining at the Caputo Community Center at 95 Broadway. In Greenburgh on Saturday, July 19th, that's Greenburgh Day at Anthony Veterans Park in Ardsley. Can't miss it, centrally located. And yes, all the village residents can go to Greenberg Day. That's one of the great things. As the former village manager of Ardsley, there's always a little controversy as to whether the village residents can go to Greenberg Park. This one, everybody's allowed in, and it's a wonderful, wonderful day. Tuesday, July 23rd at Dobbs Ferry Village Hall at 112 Main Street in Dobbs Ferry. And last but not least, of course, Tuesday, July 30th at Mount Vernon City Hall, 1 Roosevelt Square, right in front of City Hall there. We'll be parked there. We broke a record on Saturday at Sleepy Hollow. We did 82 passports. We had to extend the hours by 2 hours. There were so many people there. It's a wonderful, wonderful service. We specialize in original applications. We will assist in terms of renewals. However, we will give you back your paperwork on renewals because for some reason the federal government has suddenly decided in their infinite wisdom, they don't want us to mail the passport applications in for renewals. They want the people to do it directly. It was an issue having to do with COVID. Won't get into all the dirty details, but we will assist you in filling out the application so you do it right, so it doesn't get rejected when you send it directly in to the federal government. Matter of fact, we'll even provide self-addressed stamped envelopes for you at each of these spots. So, one of the things that you should remember if you're planning on traveling internationally, a lot of countries, specifically Italy, Spain, France, and Mexico, require that you have a valid passport 6 months in advance. They don't want you coming there and then hanging out and having your passport expire. And you don't want that either. You might not be able to get back into the United States. So once you get within 6 months of your expiration date, check your passport, make sure that you're got it. They got the renewal into them within 6 months of the expiration date. Right now, things have cleaned up quite a bit. It used to be, for heaven's sakes, it was almost 6 months to be able to get the stuff done. Now they're down to 3 or 4 weeks. The federal government has speeded the process up, and that's wonderful for all of us. So we're the best we've got. Somebody just asked me a couple of days ago over in Rye. We're in Rye. Are we better than the post office? No, we don't get into competition with the local post office. I will tell you, we are infinitely friendlier. I didn't learn this in graduate school when I got my management degree. But George Latimer and I were in graduate school together at NYU, believe it or not. But the fact of the matter is, I didn't learn from those textbooks that you put your friendliest people at the counter and in the mobile office, and people are thrilled. We get nothing but compliments from the way we handle the passports in the mobile office. Ken mentioned a number of other things. We do pistol licenses, not my favorite subject, but we do them. We do it well because we're supposed to do it well. I am the clerk of the Supreme and the county courts. If you have legal issues you need to deal with, we don't do legal counsel, but we will help you get whatever you need done as quickly as possible with the assistance of a very good Supreme and county courts here in Westchester County. We do a naturalization service, which in my mind is the nicest thing that we do. We actually do a ceremony once a month with 100 people in the Supreme Courthouse across the street. It's the greatest day in many of these people's lives become American citizens, and to be able to assist them in doing what they need to get done in order to achieve that wonderful accomplishment is just one of the most gratifying things that I've been able to do in my 45 years of public service. So we're very, very happy to continue that service. We had a little bit of a bump in the road during COVID. We're all back in motion again, and believe it or not, I've sworn in 50,000 new American citizens in the 20 years they've done there. So. No reason to clap. That's what they pay me for. That's really about it. I don't want to take up too much of the county executive's time here. Thank you very much for having me, Ken, and the whole staff. You've always been a bunch of pros. It's great being partners with you in all the things that we do. And come to Playland, ladies and gentlemen. It's a wonderful spot. Take care. Thank you, Ken.
All right, that's our clerk. Our county clerk, Tim Idoni, who's done so many things, and I hope you paid attention to that. He said 45 years of public service, and whether that was in Ardsley as the village manager, the mayor as the great city, the Queen City on the Sound, a little further down the road here, as he pointed out with Kathy O'Connor, that the work that he's done, 45 years of public service, and that's the kind of gentleman that we had as a leader for our county clerk office. But again, he pointed out that that works throughout his office, the friendliness of his office. And again, we've been able to do some improvements in capital, making the office look so much better and giving them much better workflow for them to happen. When I got on the Board of Legislators in 2007, I think that project was already on the books for 5 years. So I think we got it done right around the time of COVID, like during that time, like 21, that kind of time. So that's been on the books, and Tim has been there the whole time. So getting this work done was so very important. Congratulations again for all the outstanding work. 50,000 people being sworn in as American citizens from naturalization. The passports, I think you should be listening to that information. Many folks don't pay attention to it, like, oh, my passport's still good for another 6 months. Depending on that country that you're traveling to, that may not be enough time. And I cannot tell you how many times people come to us and make calls and ask, and then they end up trying to talk to the county clerk to figure out a way to speed up their process for a passport because someone passed away in a particular place and they're trying to get there and they can't because of that kind of thing. So again, pay attention and heed that. He's got a good link on the website for so many of those things to do. So make sure to check that out as well. And the dates that he pointed out with the mobile office, the county clerk coming out to you, and he's been doing that for so many years. People don't recognize that there's so many things that are happening because of our county clerk and getting out, whether it's some identifications and things like that happen in the county clerk's office. So Tim, thank you so much for being here, and thank you continue for the leadership that you've had in our county clerk's office. At this time, we're going to jump down again between so many things that were happening, and we're going to bring up our good friend to talk about everything else that's going on in the nationally accredited and award-winning park system, the Deputy County Executive, Richard Wisting.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I brought my fan club with us today. I was dressed like Tim a little earlier, so I took my tie off and I put on a nice hat to keep me from burning up. But we're fortunate to be here in Playland, and as the county executive often says, our nationally accredited award-winning park system, we're extremely proud of it. And we're also extremely proud of Tim Idoni, who is also a nationally accredited award-winning clerk. He has done an amazing job, and also, as the county executive said, it's not recognized about the important, incredible work he's done. I've known him for the full 20 years that he's been county clerk. Couldn't be more proud of him. So sorry that he's going to retire, but well-deserved retirement. We wish you well, sir. At this time, I do want to mention just a handful of other events that are going to take place in our park system over the next holiday weekend. Starting July 1st, tomorrow, there's going to be the mall walk for those folks that want to be inside. You can go to the Westchester in White Plains and enjoy a group of folks that walk around the mall and get their exercise in. And this takes place Tuesdays and Fridays weekly. And also on Tuesday, July 1st, from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., there's Zumba at the Kensico Dam Plaza. Ken often participates in the Zumba classes, and you might be lucky enough to catch him there the next time you go. So you can get in shape by having fun while taking this group exercise class, led by instructors Steve and Ania Jones, that blends rhythmic Latin music with high-intensity cardio dance moves. There's free admission and parking. This will also take place July 15th, 22nd, and 29th. And again, during other months that follow, we'll bring you up to date on when that takes place as we get closer. And for the holiday weekend, starting July 3rd from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., we're having a music fest and fireworks at the Kensico Dam Plaza in Valhalla. Entertainment from a DJ starts at 5 p.m. They're called the Naked Soul Band. They begin at 7 p.m. And the mesmerizing fireworks light up the sky at 9 p.m. Please bring chairs and blankets for seating. There's free admission and parking. Carpooling is suggested because we do get a tremendous amount of participation from our Westchester community. The family-friendly kids zone at the adjacent Clove Road Field is from 6 p.m. to 8:45 p.m. It'll feature a DJ, inflatables, and concessions. And then finally, on Friday, on July 4th, we're going to have a DJ day. That'll take place at two of our additional parks, Saxon Woods Park in White Plains and Wilson Woods Park in Mount Vernon. And we'll welcome back to the podium our esteemed County Executive Ken Jenkins.
Thank you for our Deputy County Executive, Richard Wishley, and all the work that continues on. Again, we're here at a wonderful Playland Amusement Park, and certainly the Deputy County Executive pointed out so many of the things that are happening in our nationally accredited and award-winning park system in those 55 plus, the 50 plus facilities that we have. There's so many things going on. You should make sure to sign up for the e-newsletter. So go on westchestergov.com and you can click right on one of the banners that lets you sign up for the weekly park newsletter that offers discounts and those kind of things. Our friends at the Journal News were nice enough to talk about the park passes and the reasons and why you need to get a park pass to get into so many of the facilities. Here in the pool and the beach here in Playland Park, you don't need a Westchester County Park Pass, but you do at every other place, so you should take advantage of getting those things. There's senior discounts, there's veterans discounts, there's so many other things that are happening, but the discounts for if you have a park pass are connected, but here you should do that. You also should take advantage, if you have an iPhone or an Android phone, you can download the app, right? So make sure to get the Parks app. It also has so many things. It also lets you know when things are closed, like it may be a rainy day and you don't necessarily know whether or not on this side of the county it's raining or not. You should look right at that Parks app, and they take all the time to make sure that those things are up to date. And whether it's for Bicycle Sunday, which by the way, it's still from 8 a.m. because it's smarter because it's hot, like in the afternoon now, so we want to make sure to get people out and about on all those things that are going on. It's always great to be anywhere with our County Clerk, Tim Idoni. He's just a wealth of knowledge, and more importantly, he understands what you need for all of those things clerk-wise, whether it is a passport, whether it's about if you happen to be in the court system, they work as the clerk of the court. He takes care of all of those as well. There's so many things. He also has a great website. Click on that and make sure to take advantage of that. We wanted to end today, again, in talking about our good friend Herman Geis, again, the first chairman of the Board of Legislators, and someone who all of us try to emulate. He helps out so many of us. He would talk to me when I was chairman of the Board of Legislators, just as a legislator, giving some great and sage advice how to navigate through the challenging times between the Board of Legislators, the legislative branch, and the administrative branch. So the executive branch is where we are now, and again, having that experience makes a huge difference for how we get things done here in Westchester County. So take advantage of all of the things that are happening in the parks, whether it's the July 3rd concert at Kensico Dam Plaza that has fireworks after it. It's a good time to be had by all. That's on the 3rd. And then on the 4th, remember the 4th of July, Independence Day. Remember why we're doing this and talking about our country and being able to continue to support everything we're doing in this great country. But great fireworks here, an opportunity for you to come by anytime between those days, 12 to 10 on Friday, July 4th, and on Saturday, July 5th. And again, take advantage of your park system. It belongs to you. It's an investment that's been made on your behalf, and all of us have to continue to make things move forward. So I'm Ken Jenkins, County Executive here at Playland Park. Make sure you have some fun today. And guess what? You know, one of the games that I like to play with folks, whatever state you happen to be in and traveling, look see who has a Playland bumper sticker on their car. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great day.